There's a button that says go live.
Yeah. Hit it.
You press the, will it be synced up with the website?
I just clicked it.
Okay.
Going live.
Where was that button in Creator Classic?
No, normal one. You're live.
Okay.
Hey. There we go.
Good. Sorry about that, guys. As usual, we had a small little delay. We were starting about a minute early, but it just wasn't showing up. But we're here now. Sorry for the delay. For anyone watching on anything other than waltonsinc.com/live, I'd suggest you go there. That's where we have the entry for, we're going to be giving away a couple either hats or shirts during the giveaway. I'll give you the choice. Just you have to respond in the comments when we call out your name. And then tomorrow I'll go ahead and email you, ask you what you want, get your address, and get them sent out to you. So what we are going to do today is we will draw a winner for last month's giveaway, which was the, there it is.
That's the one. That's the one we always have to show
Ultimate
off.
Knife set, which really, all we need to do is send you that knife, because that's by itself as good as the rest of the knives in there. Not so much for using, just for looking at and that.
Yeah.
Intimidation.
Be a good watermelon cutter.
It would be a good watermelon cutter. It'd be a good home defense knife too, in case anyone comes running in on you. So you're going to get with this a good amount of knives that are good for both processing and cooking in the kitchen. We tried to pick knives that were versatile enough to be used in both. You're also going to get this capuche knife block set. It's got these freedom rods, which allows you to set up the knives however you want. And then we don't have them here, but you're going to get 4 steak knives and 1 large chef's knife, which we don't have in here. We have the small wavy. So it's like this, just a lot bigger. And we'll draw that at some point throughout our live stream. We will also be throughout the live stream. We'll be starting earlier this time drawing these so that if we run into a bunch where we don't get a response in 5 minutes, we'll just move on to the next person. So.
Sounds good.
Okay. So our, obviously we're not doing this on the 1st like we usually do. So we've already released our August sales and giveaway video. So it's shouldn't be a huge surprise to too many people. But for next month, we're going to be giving away a Weston No. 8 Butcher Series grinder. This is what we used in here for a long period of time. Until very recently, we were using this little Butcher Series grinder. Works great. Some of the features on it, it's got a permanently lubricated, air-cooled motor, so you can run this for long periods of time. I mean, I did numerous 25-pound batches on this. It's not like the smaller ones with the plastic gears where you have to stop and let it cool down. Otherwise, you're going to blow stuff out. This, you can pretty much run and run and run. I mean, you don't want to do it for hours at a time, but it should be able to stand up to anything you're going to throw at it at home for sure. Along with that, you also get your choice of hat and t-shirt. We're also going to throw in a collection of our favorite seasoning shakers, some great things in there. The one I'm using more and more, which I might actually include in there, it's not in there right now, is the Captain's Bay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you using it on fish then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So well, technically, yeah, no, it's fish. It's the fake crab meat. So that's fish. I think it's flake usually. It's some sort of like flake or shark or something. But yeah, it's like Captain's or Old Bay, but I like it better. So I don't know. And then for sales, for this month, we've got the Flip Professional Smoker. So this is great to add to your gas grill if you want to add a smoke flavor. If you're doing something in your smoker and you just want to add more smoke flavor to it, works really well. We're also going to have the 5-inch digital pen thermometer. This is pretty much an instant read thermometer, a great tool to have really for anything you're doing, whether it's in your kitchen or smoking. Really important to get to that either 160 or 165 degrees, just to make sure you're not going to get anybody sick with anything you're making. There's nothing worse than giving somebody food poisoning.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that too, thermometers are great to make sure you don't overcook stuff. Because a lot of time people, when they're barbecuing and grilling, they'll end up overcooking like chicken.
Hold on.
Also went dead.
Oh. Wow, that was fast. On what?
Might be broke this one.
Sorry about that, guys. Austin went dead on his microphone. We're going to fix that right now. Yeah, it's on that. What he was saying is it's just as important to make sure you're not overcooking your food. I don't normally have that issue since I usually want to get to the food real fast. I'm more scared of undercooking things, but yeah, I mean, that obviously could happen
Where
as
is
well.
that, dude?
We've also got the ceramic grilling griddle on sale. This is great to throw right onto your grill. If you're camping, awesome to be able to cook eggs, cook steaks, do it pretty much all on that. And all of these items are on, or you can see them all at waltonsinc.com/sales. We'll also have a copy of the video up there, and we will have the Weston 7-quart digital slow cooker on sale. Great way to just throw something right in there as you're leaving for work, come home, it'll be totally done, or if you don't like leaving it on while you're out on a weekday or weekend, just toss it in there. It's a great way to do roasts, do pulled pork, pulled chicken is something I've been doing a lot of recently. Throw just a couple pieces of chicken in there with some water and one of the Excalibur marinades, excellent. Then just pull it apart with either, if you have the pork puller, the little drill attachment, I love that thing. Other than that, forks work really just as well. And we're gonna have the number 8, which is what our giveaway was, this one, and its little cousin, the number 5, both of those on sale this week, or this month. The number 8 is gonna be, I think, it's pulling up, I don't wanna misspeak. Come on. Yeah, the number 8 is going to be just $249. Nope, the number 5 is going to be $249, and number 8 is going to be $299. So that is. What is going on? No. Yeah, so that's $50 off the number 5 and $30 off the number 8. So if you are looking to get a grinder, I mean, we're going into hunting season. It's not quite right around the corner, but it's getting closer and closer. So if you're looking for a good deal on a grinder, especially if you're doing smaller batches, if you do like a deer or 2 a year, those are good sizes for it. So. And then we have the 100% maple syrup on sale. We're going to be doing some breakfast sausage here, the maple flavored, and we're going to put some of that in there as we're processing it. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that could be excellent.
Yeah.
So this isn't the maple syrup you're maybe more used to if you're putting on pancakes and buying it at the grocery store. That stuff's basically just sugar. This is actual maple syrup. It's got the maple scent, got the maple flavor. Really, really good. One of the things from being in the Northeast that I miss is stuff like that. You don't have a big maple tree farm business down here.
No.
So, yeah.
I actually just had that last night with a bunch of pancakes,
Yeah.
and I tasted it before, but just had tried it on dipping with some stuff. But on pancakes, it's the best syrup I've ever had.
There you go.
It does not compare to anything you buy at the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is awesome. I love real maple syrup. And then we're also going to be taking $1 off select Excalibur sauces for the month. So dipping sauces, barbecue sauces, again, we put all of them on waltonsinc.com/sales, so you can go there and see them. But this would be a good time to take advantage and stock up so that you have a bunch of them. I mean, we like them all, but recently the sweet and tangy has become one of our favorites. We did, Joe Hell was nice enough to send us just a ridiculous sized box of Walla Walla onions, sweet onions. So we went ahead and made onion rings out of a bunch of them. Used a bunch of our different seasonings in the batter. When we did, what was it? We did bull testicles, and then what was the other thing? Oh, and then we did some popcorn pheasant, which is a video that come out later. We used the Bloody Mary in just flour for the batter, and it was unreal.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to try a couple of different ones with the onion rings. A bunch of them were good. The potato seasoning and garnish was probably the best out of all of them. It was excellent. Still don't think any of them were quite as good as the Bloody Mary.
Yeah, that Bloody Mary is nothing what I pictured it would be, putting it into a breading like that, but it is delicious.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Absolutely awesome. But yeah, we did a bunch of the different dipping sauces, but the sweet and tangy, that Excalibur sweet and tangy, I don't want to give any credit to the fast food place, but if there's a certain fast food barbecue sauce that you like that's tangy, this tastes exactly like it. Literally exactly like it. I have a strong suspicion that it is it. But it's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
do we have a pork puller in here?
The drill attachment?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, go the other way.
Somebody is asking in the comments
Okay.
if they could see it.
And I have my drill here from putting that in. So we can
Perfect.
hook it up if we wanted. Thank you. So this is it.
Fairly simple.
Goes into pretty much any drill.
Yeah, it's nothing super crazy, but it makes a world of a difference when you're pulling a lot of pork.
And spin it and it will absolutely shred that almost instantaneously. Didn't we just have this on sale? Yeah. It was just on sale like 2 months ago.
Not last month. Not the month before.
No? Sound crazy?
Yeah, I think you're crazy.
All right, so I have not stopped talking, so I haven't had a chance to look at the comments at all. But we've got just about enough people to do our first drawing for a shirt or hat. So the way this is going to go, we'll call your name, respond in the comments. If we don't hear from you in 5 minutes, we'll go ahead and move on to the next person. Oh, it does say one prize left, so I wonder if it's going to close it.
Oh, yeah, edit it
So
real
edit
quick.
it, yeah, make it more. We tried putting a range in. All right. Drawing our first winner. Allow repeat. And Glenn Thorne. Glenn Thorne is the first winner of either a shirt or a hat. We'll let you pick. Just let us know that you're still here. And yeah, Lori, I mean, anytime we start one of these, it's always beer 30.
Pretty much every day ought to be beer 30
It
at all
should be.
times, but
It's not.
it's not.
It's not. But it should be. The crazy one will be the whatever we call it, Big Monday. That we didn't drink until the end of it last time.
Oh, like the last
Yeah,
hour.
that would be
Yeah, we can't do that if
way
we're
too much, yeah.
early in the day.
No.
But speaking of that, if you guys weren't around for our live stream last Big Monday is what we call the Monday after Thanksgiving. We plan on doing the same thing this year as last year, where we're basically going to live stream up here for the better part of the day, 4 or 5 hours. We'll have a lot of sales already released, but we'll do some flash sales. We'll get some items that we discount a whole lot further than we normally discount items, and we'll have some giveaways. It's a really cool deal. Last time we had so many questions. Everybody was just firing.
Yep.
We just answered meat processing, barbecue and grilling questions just all day. We had a blast doing it.
We did.
And I think everybody else did too. So if you weren't here last year, definitely check us out Monday after Thanksgiving for our big live stream that day.
Yep, I saw him. And was that the one where I turned the temperature down way too cold? We were shivering.
Yeah, I was
And it was
freezing that
so
whole
bad.
day.
I was just so paranoid about sweating on camera. But
Scotty's backyard, you definitely need to try our hot dog seasoning. John made some hot dogs recently using just our standard hot dog seasoning and then also using our cheeseburger cheddar wurst.
Yeah.
I've actually been eating on some of those
Good.
at home lately.
Nice.
And it is amazing.
so for those, we did similar to what we've done with hamburgers in the recent past here. It's almost like a split. It's a beef pork. It was beef chuck, and it was pork butt. But then we took some bone marrow and threw it in there for some extra fat and flavor. And I love bone marrow. More and more, I'm wanting to add it to things. So just delicious. But yeah, the we call it two different things, unfortunately, in our system. And I need to just think of it as what it is online. But is it the Franken Wiener online?
No, hot dog and bologna.
Hot dog and bologna. So very, very good seasoning.
Joel said it's still water o'clock here at the office.
Nah, too early. Living out on the West Coast.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Long time, or not long time ago, a while back, Megamax or Wax. There's another month going by. I feel like it was just yesterday. They had trouble giving away the prize to several people who didn't respond. We were saying that before, that it felt like forever ago. Like you've gone on vacation, I've gone on vacation. There's been just a ton of things going on. And then all last week, I was in the test kitchen processing, I mean, for the most part. So if you haven't seen much from us, and I'll tell you, you haven't seen much from us. I don't think we've released a video in a while. We've been doing our normal social media stuff, but hopefully here going into the next couple of weeks, couple of months, we'll be back on normal track. We'll start releasing more of the already shot, already edited, ready to go Meatgistics University videos. So it'll get back to where you can sort of count on seeing more stuff from us. So.
One of the things John was working on last week while he was making all that stuff was product, hundreds of pounds of product for the first annual Walton Steak Cook-Off and Car Show. So if you are in or near the Wichita, Kansas area, you need to come see us this Saturday. It's a fundraiser event. All the proceeds, all the money from ticket sales is going to charity, to the local Special Olympics group here, the Air Capital Flyers. But it's $10 for a ticket. All that goes straight to the Special Olympics. But that $10 ticket gets you unlimited food samples. We've got like chicken wings, snack sticks, summer sausage, brats, jerky. We're also going to have a food truck, a couple vendors doing other seasoning samples, a beer garden. You get one free beer or drink.
Complimentary beer.
Yeah, complimentary. I can't say free.
Wow.
The legal issues.
So
there.
happy I got to do that.
Scratch that. Complimentary beer. But lots of good stuff there. And then you get to watch the guys doing the steak cook-off.
Yep.
Or I think there might still be slots left. So if you're a barbecue comp guy or you find it interesting at all, supposedly people travel all over the country to come do these steak comps. And it sounded like we should have a pretty good turnout, and we've got some big names interested in it. So we're hoping to have some big-time guys in the barbecue world coming down.
And one of the reasons that we've got a lot of people interested in it is the normal first place prize is $1,000, but we doubled that. We're giving $2,000 for first place. Does second place get?
Second place is $1,000.
And all the way down to 10th place wins something.
Yeah.
So we basically doubled almost every stage and increased what most people do. So we should have some really good teams coming out. If you are in the Wichita area and you're interested in learning how to judge the perfect steak, they'll actually, SEA will be putting on a class here I think it starts at 10 on becoming a judge. You have to be a member, and then the class costs, I think, $50. So, I mean, total, I think it costs you $90, but then you're a member for a year, and you'll learn how to judge the perfect steak, how to pick the perfect steak. They'll go over, they'll go over some cooking picking. So what to look for, like marbling, things like that. So it could be really helpful information, might help you up your steak game, and plus just be a cool thing to be able to say I'm a barbecue judge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good. Why don't we live stream it? There's a lot to that, though. There's a lot to that. We could do some live streaming things on it, but it'd have to start and stop a bunch.
If we live streamed, we'd have to do it like all off of probably one of the cell phones because we're gonna be outside. It'd be difficult. We talked about trying to get some video from it, so if we do, we'll maybe put together a montage when things are done, have something to show everybody what went on, hopefully pique some more interest for next year. We'll see. Probably not gonna do the live streaming this year. There's still enough things left to do before the event. That's probably not another thing I want to throw in there right now. Plus, John and I are already committed to doing other things that day and helping out. But maybe next year, and hopefully we'll at least get some video of it, be able to share it with you guys.
Yeah, we'll get some video of it pretty much no matter what. Nick Hall, who I believe is the one who sent us the honey a long time ago. I always mix that up, I think, but I'm pretty sure
I think it's Nick, yeah.
Said you have a critter on your face, and I enjoyed that comment. I like that comment.
I was
That
waiting
makes me happy.
for someone to comment.
He saw it.
Perfect. Makes me feel better now. Some people have said stuff, and some people don't say stuff.
And then Craig Rice, who's also a Meatgistics user, says, like the pheasant, had them where I grew up. Are you responding to the popcorn pheasant, the quick comment that we made about on there, or was there something else we missed on here? I don't see pheasant anywhere else. Wow, I didn't know that they let people leave Leavenworth like that. Richard Bellinger says, headed there from Leavenworth. I thought the whole town was basically the prison. Is that not?
Wait, Leavenworth?
Yeah, Leavenworth, Kansas.
Yeah.
The prison.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a convict coming to the...
There's a neighborhood across the street.
Really?
No, not really. I was just making a joke about the fact that he's from Leavenworth,
Oh.
Kansas.
Okay, never mind. I didn't catch that. Scotty's Backyard Barbecue. He had something here talking about.
He's always got good stuff.
He saw that we did protein extraction on hot dogs, and I never did that before on my hot dogs. I would highly recommend like extra protein extraction on hot dogs. One of the things that we do is we don't just grind meat once or twice. We grind it 3 times because really on hot dogs your goal is to emulsify. With what kind of equipment you're going to use at home, like the Butcher Series grinders or the Pro Series grinders from Weston, you can't really emulsify. The closest you can get is just grinding it a lot with the smallest plate you have. That'll get us as close as possible, but then that protein extraction is critical. That'll get you a texture closer to what you see out of the store.
Could they buy an emulsifying plate? I don't think so, right? No.
To do it
too much
properly, you need
power, yeah.
an emulsifier.
A bull chopper or something.
Yeah, big commercial places that do hot dogs, they have, it's like a grinder, but it's different in how it works. It'll run through like 3 to 6 plates all at one time. Okay. It's a crazy deal. I've seen and got to use one of the machines before. It was fun. Did you get to at Iowa State?
No.
Really?
I didn't get to do that.
Oh, yeah, that's the place where I got to use one. It's up at Iowa State. They had a huge emulsifier there. It's crazy, but definitely grind extra and mix a lot to get better protein extraction on hot dogs.
Plus, that's what's going to give you that classic hot dog texture. Like if you snap a hot dog open, you're not seeing any particle definition. It's very smooth in there. What does that? Oh, so he says he goes 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pick another winner. Jim Volk. I assume I'm saying the last name right. VOLK. Jim Volk was the next winner. So go ahead and respond to us in the comments to let us know you were here. And I'll put that in there just in case. And you can choose either a hat or a t-shirt. Doesn't matter to me. And then you can choose the orange, gray, or any one of the styles of hats. So.
You could, Dave H., you could kind of put meat in a food processor to emulsify it. That's going to kind of do it. Still not exactly the same, but you'd probably get a finer mixture than out of a grinder, and that'd be kind of what you would do with a bulk chopper.
Bulk chopper is very similar to that. Yeah.
So if you have a food processor, that'd be worth giving it a try.
How many batches do you have to put in there?
A lot.
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
Probably a lot. So maybe not a bad idea is grind it twice, take small batches of it, put it in there for the finish. Does that make a difference?
Say that again.
Grind it twice, or at least grind it once, then put it in the food processor. That might be better.
Yeah, try that. That'd
You
probably
could
work.
get more in there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Eric Flax is asking what the typical shelf life of Excalibur seasoning is.
Sorry. K-Man responds, hey guys, I'm not Jim. Whatever, just made me laugh.
There's not technically a hard shelf life on seasoning. Technically, it's going to be good for longer than what the date on the package says. It's one of those things that doesn't expire, but it has a best by date. After 1 to 2 years, you're going to lose potency on the seasoning to the point that you might as well not use it because you don't know how much potency it's lost, but it's lost a lot. So you're going to have to use more seasoning than you would normally need. But if you buy seasoning now and you don't use it this year, going into next, you can still use it next year, you'll be fine. But if you've got seasoning that's 3 or 4 years old, I would just throw it out and buy new seasoning for the potency.
If it's more than 2 years old, toss it. Especially if it's been opened, like if you opened it and used half the seasoning on a batch, it's done. Just cut your losses and get rid of it. We did a test here about a year ago. We were just testing out different binders, and we used all of one seasoning that I had opened and had open for about a year and a half, or had resealed but had for about a year and a half. And then I needed to open a new bag to finish it out. Everyone commented on how much better that one tasted, even though it was technically like our lowest rated, or however you want to say it, a binder. So, I mean, freshness of seasoning definitely does matter.
Yep.
So, J. Michael Kaminsky, how did that turn? Like, did you start and finish? Did you use that little grinder attachment, mix it in the KitchenAid, do everything through that? Because that seems like that would be a long process. So high temp cheese should be good for, I mean, just as long as regular cheese in the freezer. You keep it 8, 12 months.
Oh, yeah. I would keep it as long as it doesn't look like it's freezer burned. That's probably going to be your first thing. It's probably not going to go bad.
So if you know that you're going to long-term store it, should you freeze it, pull it out of the freezer, vacuum seal it, and put it back in? Because you don't want to vacuum seal non-frozen high temp cheese. It will mush. But at frozen, I can't imagine it would.
You'd probably be fine doing that. Yeah.
We'll test that. I'll test that.
I don't know. I mean, well, yeah, I guess we freeze the cheese here, but we don't vacuum it. It's just it's just in like a bag.
It's pretty hard when it's frozen.
Yeah, we could try. It'd be something easy to try. Yeah.
We can do it right now.
Do you have cheese in here?
I think we got frozen cheese in there. I think.
Oh, okay.
All right.
No matter what John does in here, I think he uses that knife for everything. Whether he's filleting a fish,
doesn't matter.
He's cutting up meat into chunks, deboning.
So feel that. It's pretty hard. We can't really zoom in on this,
That'll
right?
be fine.
No. Okay.
Is that ghost pepper?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's hot. Oh yeah, that's hot.
Whew. Yeah, for anyone who has not tried the ghost pepper cheese, it is nothing to be messed around with. I recently made, for our open, or whatever we're calling it, the steak cook-off, I made 25 pounds of gigawatt hot with ghost pepper cheese. They will burn your face off. But still, in my opinion, still enjoyable. Like, I think he's not reacting well to this, but
I very much
your pupils are dilating.
Regret that decision.
All right, so let's real quick just try and throw these in a vacuum sealer.
This guy's Backyard Barbecue is saying I keep spices in the freezer. Seems to last a long time that way. That's actually a really good idea because one of the things that degrades seasoning is sunlight. That's one of the reasons that all of the packaged seasoning we sell comes in a opaque white package. We used to actually have them in just a clear vacuum pouch type of bag, and realized that we should, for longevity on things, have that changed. So it's changed to a white bag so that light doesn't degrade the seasoning as fast. So if you're keeping it in the freezer, one, you're at cold temp, everything at cold temp lasts longer, and then you're keeping it out of all sunlight, all artificial lights. So that's definitely a good way to keep seasoning longer.
We're using the, I turned my audio off, we're using the Backmaster 215 if you want to tell them that.
No. We need to get one of the Weston Pro 2500s in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Comment number 2, Papa Sop asking Austin, what's with the Fu Manchu? I was on vacation last week and I hadn't shaved for a week or two. I was at the itchy phase where I had to shave it off, but I was talking to my wife and I was like, I should just like keep like a mustache or a Fu Manchu, just kind of joking around. And she's like, no, yeah, you should do that. You should shave it to a Fu Manchu. And so I'm like, really? Okay, I'll do it. I did it, and then afterwards, like later that day, she's like, I just told you to do it because I didn't think you would. But I did, but that was last Wednesday or Thursday. So I figured if I did it, I might as well keep it around for Monday in the live stream, have some fun with it. The first thing that happens when I get home tonight, this is all getting shaved off. My wife has had enough of it at this point.
All right, so we haven't heard back from Jim, so I'm going to invalidate him as a winner and repick it. Or no, I revoke win. Did I revoke win? Yeah, revoke win.
No.
Invalidate?
Wait, did they not?
They're not there.
Oh, then yeah, revoke win.
Draw a new winner. And then, I know it's going to be hard to see, but very good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it held its structure really, really well. So if you are wanting to store it for long-term storage, that would be my recommendation. Throw it in the freezer for a day, whatever, take it out, then vacuum seal it. It's just going to last much longer in this than it will in that.
Yeah. I would also, before you defrost it, I'd probably poke a hole in the package, break it up. That way you don't defrost while it's
Smart.
smushed. Otherwise, then it probably will turn back into a clump.
Huh.
But
That's a good idea. So for anyone not understanding what he's saying,
your audio's not back on.
oh. So for anyone not understanding what Austin was saying is you want to reintroduce some oxygen into this before you defrost it. Because if you defrost it in this form, there's a good chance that it's going to defrost as one clump. So you want to reintroduce some oxygen to allow it to separate from each other. All right, so the winner was Mark Hand, who has an excellent picture of a fish.
Says there's no sound, but I got you guys on hold.
John was on mute. We
Oh,
should
yeah,
be good
so
on
Mike-
sound now.
That might be a slightly older comment.
Yeah, audio's good here
Okay.
now.
Mark Hand. So Mark, you've got 5 minutes to respond. And just let us know you're here, and then I'll email you tomorrow. Let you pick whether you want shirt, what shirt you want, what hat you want, or what hat you want. And then I'll go ahead and get your address and get that sent out. All right, someone respond letting us know that audio is okay now.
Yeah, Joe Hill's got a good point on the cheese as well. Add the cheese frozen when you're making sausage. It'll help keep it from smearing as much. That way,
Well, it depends on when you add it. If you're adding it during the last 60 seconds of meat mixing, like we say, it might help a little bit, but it shouldn't smear anyways.
no.
But if you're adding it at the beginning, then yes, absolutely freeze it first. Okay, we're good to go. Ground with the number 8 and use the KitchenAid mixer. Okay. And that's more and more where I'm seeing people using a KitchenAid mixer to just get good protein extraction. So say you could get 5 pounds, like in just the classic KitchenAid mixer. I've seen some people say that it takes like 60 seconds to get proper level of protein extraction.
I'd probably do it longer than that. I mean, I've done it before. Do you remember when we had the big planetary mixer back here?
Huge, awesome one.
Because that mixed sausage, amazing.
Did
You
it
could
really?
fit.
I never used it.
I think you could fit 25 pounds in it.
Oh, I would imagine more. That bowl was huge.
Yeah, I think 25 was comfortable.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't remember exactly.
And it had almost like the KitchenAid style triangle with the holes in it.
Yeah.
That thing was awesome.
But it was great. So those planetary style mixers, I mean, they're definitely awesome. For me, the biggest downside to a KitchenAid is the size, only fitting 5 pounds at a time. But I think I remember doing it longer than 60 seconds in the planetary, but I don't remember for sure now.
Okay.
I don't know. 60 seconds sounds like a really short amount of time.
Really short,
Because
right?
even in like a big commercial mixer, I mean, you're still running longer than that. Yeah. And those are kind of like what we sell now on the commercial side with the Tulsas. They're not a KitchenAid style deal, not a planetary
They're close,
mixer,
though, with
but they're
the two,
yeah, but they're not like traditional mixers like the Weston hand crank where
Right.
it's got the
Yep.
paddles. It's got that weird screw system.
Yeah, that's what I was using all last week, was the one that we have in there. And it does awesome. I actually made the last Meat Fact Friday off of that. Because you look at that, and when we use the Weston 20-pound right behind Austin over there, it looks different than what the paddle mixer looks like with protein extraction. Like I was looking at it and thinking there's no protein extraction. Then I picked it up, pulled it apart, and it just like stretched and absolutely didn't break. And I think it's the way it actually works it. It keeps particle definition and doesn't smear as much.
Yeah, it's also dual action. One side is pushing down, the other side's pulling up.
Okay.
Versus the hand cranks, they're just pushing
Going
it
side to side.
around.
Right.
It's a whole different deal when you've got two different directions. The bigger commercial style and like mixer grinders, things like that, those will a lot of times have like dual action. The bigger mixers like that, they don't have just the single direction like the small home units do, but I think that helps and goes faster when you've got two different sets of motion to it.
So the faster you go, the less heat you're creating, the less smearing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Doug says, I got some of the ghost pepper cheese a good while back and put it in my deer bologna. I could only eat 2 to 3 slices at a time and had to let my mouth calm down. Laugh out loud, good flavor and a big kick. Yeah, that you could take basically any of our seasonings, add ghost pepper cheese to it, and it would be legitimately hot, like very hot, but still a very good flavor. I love it. We eat it by the handful and then sweat here all the time. So. Don't check stock on those.
Okay. Question, is there a trick to creating firmer textured sausage? More protein extraction. There's an excellent linguica, however you pronounce that, from Hawaii. I'd like to try to duplicate, but efforts so far don't get me there.
Tongue? Linguica? Linguica?
Oh,
Tongue.
gotcha.
So if you're looking for firmer, your cook schedule is probably going to have as much to do with it as the level of protein extraction. I mean, they're going to be married. You're trying to firm it up as much as possible. So if you add any water, you're going to want to basically cook that water out. You still want to keep your fat in there for taste and texture purposes, but you're going to cook out any water that you've added. So 1, I would add less water. 2, I would mix more. And then when you're doing that, your cook schedule is gonna have to be low and slow, so you're gonna have to cure it. I can't think of a way to do that fresh.
Curing it'll probably toughen it up as well, yeah.
You think? Will it?
I think so.
Okay.
I would think so.
All right, so what are we doing while we're curing? We're creating nitric oxide. So yeah, it could toughen it up.
Some cured sausage may just be tougher though than like non-cured sausage because you do mix longer. That may be
That would be my thought.
the bigger thing there.
But,
yeah. Depends on what, it could be cuts of meat too. Like chicken's going to be soft, pork's going to be a little harder, beef's going to be a little more firmer, and then I don't know enough about the difference in the different fresh cuts of beef, but I'm sure there's different. Got to be some sort of difference.
Yeah, it's got to
between
have something to
this
do
or
with the
that.
density of the actual muscle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you might want to try using a cut with low intramuscular fat, something like an eye of the round, and then going for almost like how a salami has very clear definition between the lean meat and the fat meat. You might want to try something like that. So what I would do for that is take a lean cut like eye of the round, grind it a bunch of times, keep your fat totally separate. I'd still try to go somewhere in the 80-20, 70-30 range, but keep your fat totally separate, add it, mix it in with the last grind. Right? I mean, that might help. William Watkins, looks like maybe it was answered, but I'm assuming protein extraction was a huge part of your problem. If you don't get proper protein extraction when making any type of sausage, like summer sausage, snack sticks, cured sausage, your fat, your lean, and your meat aren't going to bind together properly, so your fat's going to render out of the meat during the cooking process. So if you're hanging a snack stick, what that means is the fat's going to come out of the center and everywhere of the sausage, get pushed in between the casing and the meat, and then just start dripping down. So if you ever open your smoker and you've got a ton of fat drippings on the bottom of your smoke pan, that's what happens. You just didn't get proper protein extraction. Good way to prevent that from happening is, 1, use a binder like Sure-Gel or Superbind, something that's going to add some protein to it. Using a binder like carrot fiber can help as well. Sure-Gel though is, I mean, it's adding protein, it's making protein extraction easier, slightly more expensive, but it's worth it. See ya.
Got a comment about the pheasant mount up in the back. We had to add that. That was actually sitting in one of our empty offices up front, and I actually never told anybody that we took that. So I had to
did.
find out. Oh, you did?
I did, yeah.
Okay. But it was sitting there, and we just signed on as a national sponsor for Pheasants Forever and Quail Forever in the last month here, and so I was like, shoot, that's just sitting in an empty office. We're gonna take that back, put it somewhere in the video room because that'll look cool and fits in with
Absolutely.
kind of where we're moving on directions with some different things right now.
So we will have coming out hopefully fairly soon. We've shot a couple of in what I think are really good pheasant recipes. We've done a quail one that was just awesome. So hopefully we'll have those released fairly soon. We'd like to give them the opportunity to showcase them first, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Have we tried out the PK grills yet? Did you?
I have not. Do we want to take one out of stock?
No, we're getting one.
We are?
Yeah, they are sending us. There's like 2 versions of the PK, like the smaller original one, and then a bigger stand-up unit with side shelves. I think they're sending us the bigger one with the side shelves to use as an in-store demo. I don't know if Colton has gotten that yet. Worst case scenario, we'll have it by this weekend, and we'll have it running, and we'll be cooking on it for our state cook-off on Saturday. So if you want to see one in action, you're around Wichita, come check us out for the state cook-off. Past that, after that, we'll have it to use. We'll get something made eventually there. I've never personally used one. I think they're different. They look cool. Different style, I think.
Different style. I think the biggest advantage of them is they're relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
They're made from really good materials, so they retain heat really, really almost as well as ceramic. So I don't know. I like my pellet grill, man. It's easy.
Oh, yeah, I won't replace my pellet grill at home.
So
no
easy.
way.
I just hit 2 buttons and I'm like, 85 to 90% the amount of smoke of charcoal with like 1 button push. It's just.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll give Mark another minute or 2 to respond. If not, going on to the next one. And we should also probably, I'll pull these. Do you want to pull the winner for the knife set?
Sure. I do a better job announcing the winner.
I don't understand how that could possibly be possible.
I do the it's a person
Oh,
in
no,
this
that's
state,
terrible. They
in
hate
this
that.
city.
They don't like
no,
that.
No, everybody likes that.
You
That's
don't
how-
like that.
I think we should ask, and people sound off in the comments, is it better to just flat out announce the winner, or is it better to say, hey, the winner came from this state, this city?
Why would you like that?
Because it gives some people at least feeling like they still have a chance, even though they don't. It just kind of adds to the suspense.
Once we've picked, you've either won or you haven't. It doesn't matter if you're in the area or not. It's Schrodinger's cat.
It's what?
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
The cat in the box. It could be either alive or dead till you open the thing. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about now. Ooh, wrong one. I just about drew the August winner. Let's go back to July.
See, they don't care. They just want you to announce the winner. He's having technical difficulties here. Sorry, guys. And it does seem to be that everyone just wants to know the name. They don't want to know about one city and state.
It's a good thing I'm the one drawing and announcing. I can do it anyway.
Joe Hell says, where are the knee hats, Jonathan? Because I sent him a message saying we have to get him a new hat with a K, like K-N-E-W. No?
K-N-E-W.
Like new, like I knew it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a little slow on humor today. Oh, see now I have to do it this way.
No, way more people said just announce it.
No, but I have to
One
do
person.
this. I can't. I
Do
have,
what you
I
gotta
have to do it this way.
And if you have to do it.
The winner is from Washington.
Oh, God.
See, isn't this suspenseful now?
Well, only because I know who lives in Washington.
They are also from Seattle.
Ah.
Darn. It is David, I'm going to butcher his last name, David Saccari, S-A-C-C-H-E-R-I, however you pronounce that. David, if you are on, let us know. If not, we will email you tomorrow and get you all the details on how you can claim it and get it shipped off to you here.
I thought it was going to be Joe.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I had to do it now because it's Washington. Because one of these days, Joe's got to win because he's on.
Still
so
haven't
many
seen
things.
anything from Mark, so I'm going to draw. I'm going to revoke that win. I'm going to draw 3 winners right now. All right, so we've got Nick Hall, or well, I assume that's you, Nicholas D. Hall, Rhonda Grisham, and Robert Bennett. So Nicholas Hall, which I assume is Nick Hall, Rhonda Grisham, and Robert Bennett. So Nick Hall has been with us for pretty much every single live stream. Sent us some honey, if I'm remembering that correctly, which I think I am. So that's nice. Good to see him win. And if you didn't win, if you're none of those 3 names, we've still got 1 more to pick, and I'm assuming at least one of those people won't respond.
Probably.
So. All right, Rhonda Grisham is there.
Nick Hall said woohoo, so I assume
All right,
that,
so that is
that's
him.
Mhm.
Cool. Do you want anything?
No, not for now. Still working on my Big K diet lemon
Ooh,
lime.
I mean, that's got to be tasty too, though, right?
That's amazing.
Oh, wow. Everyone's responded?
Kaylin Yeager, is that one of the ones you called?
No, Robert Bennett, Rhonda Grisham, and Nicholas D. Hall.
Rhonda Grisham.
Whatever the name you said sounds like the Marky Mark's character in the Transformers movies. Kaylin Yeager, something like that.
What?
I was just watching some terrible Transformer movie yesterday. I had to turn it off 20 minutes in, but it was something like that. It was like Kaylin Yeager or something like that.
I don't know.
Oh, it's so bad. So we're still looking for Robert Bennett, right? I think we've got everyone else.
Someone said that they all responded,
Right,
but I don't see
still
Robert.
haven't seen Robert.
Yeah.
We have a big green egg, but for the most part, my Chef Hub uses a trusty covered grill from MW as a smoker. It works great. Chili rub salmon. Yeah, I've still got the salmon in there that I need to do something with. I mean, that will be the end goal, is to eat it, yes. Well, your dad sent me something a while ago about like salmon snack sticks that I'm going to try and recreate. So it's like a version of salmon snack sticks. I don't think we're going to grind it.
Did he just send you like an idea, or did he send you like a baseline recipe?
No, he sent me an idea.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's easy. Salmon jerky, yeah, that's easy.
Is that safe doing it with fish? Well,
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
I don't know.
So for fish, think about it. So like, I don't know if everyone knows this or not. When you're, I love sushi. I'll eat literally anything from sushi. How they handle sushi apparently is super freeze it to kill any of the parasites. Right. So once you've frozen it to a certain temperature, you've killed everything. that lives in a fish. So I could defrost that, and as it's defrosting, I could eat it. So as long as I'm keeping everything sterile, there's really no worries.
As long as the water activity is low enough, it'd be like anything else.
Sure, and once you get to that point, and it's...
That's true.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
So, Jim, what kind of bear do you go for?
White bear.
And do you like people coming up and visiting you for weeks at a time? Because if you like coming to Wichita, I've got an entire basement I would let you stay in for a week. I mean, probably wouldn't be as fun as having someone up in Oregon, but... All right, so I'm saying we haven't heard from Robert. He's got another minute.
Okay.
And we've got him and one other one. He goes after dead bear. But up in Oregon, you've got grizzlies and black bears, right? In Oregon? You definitely have grizzlies,
so. Yeah. I would assume if you have grizzlies, you have black bear. Black bear are more prevalent.
Yeah. But generally where black bear live, grizzlies don't. Or other way around. Where grizzlies live, black bear don't.
Gotcha.
And then I think what? A brown bear is just a grizzly that has access to the coast, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
They're the same animal.
No.
Oh yeah, 100% they're the same animal. It's just one has access to the ocean and one doesn't. So they've got no, yep, so
They're the same
black bear.
species, but different subspecies.
So they're the same animal.
What the heck?
It's just the brown bear can eat on marine life from the ocean. The grizzly can't. So I imagine that's what makes the grizzly so much angrier.
Yeah, grizzlies are inland brown bears.
There you
Mind
go.
blown.
Ooh. So Mike, if you're one of the first 500, you'll get a free shaker of, it won't be the Excalibur Ultimate Steak and Roast Rub, it'll be the Walton's Ultimate Steak and Roast Rub, which is
The same thing.
the exact
same
The
thing.
exact same thing.
Yeah.
I hesitated there, so I wasn't sure I was supposed to say that or not, but yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
it's awesome. Okay.
We
There we
will
go.
have other
Black bears
where
can overlap, they don't commingle. Brown bear is also a grizzly family. Yep.
there will be other stuff on sale for the steak cook-off on Saturday. Have not decided what that is going to be yet. But
You're
there,
going to put some things on sale
yeah,
in the showroom?
we'll have some showroom only sales going on. Colton and I will sit down tomorrow and probably figure that out.
Are you giving away one of the new?
PKs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're giving away a PK
Yeah,
too.
I know, that's pretty
Yeah.
big.
So yeah, one of the new PK grills we have, we'll be doing a drawing for one of those.
So didn't want to say that if it wasn't true.
Yeah, I just forgot. I was on vacation for the last 7-8 days.
Fair enough.
My mind, and I was at work for like an hour today before before doing the live stream. I am not back in the work game yet here.
But yeah, so anyone who walks in the door, you can fill out something. Even if you're already on our mailing list, doesn't matter. Fill out your information. We will add you to our mailing list. You'll be entered for a chance to win one of those PKs. Awesome prize. Be great if one of you guys who could come would win it, but I mean, we're expecting a lot of people, so.
Yeah.
And one thing, there was a long time ago, I can't remember who said it, but we were talking about masticating mixer. Somebody was saying it way long ago. If you want to go to Meatgistics, like, and someone said to look on the Meatgistics site for that. I'm pretty sure it was Parksider who was big in that. I'm pretty sure, but if you go to Meatgistics and you type in for searching masticating, it should come up, or even maybe just mixer, it was this enormously long post, but there's lots of good information on there.
How do you spell that?
Masticating. Masticating. No.
Nope.
Ugh. Colton's here. I think it's time to end it.
What do you say?
Ugh. It says PK original graphite.
Baby.
Baby. Terrible.
He's in love with the graphite ones. They do look pretty cool. I like the graphite better
Because
than
Colton
the other
likes
ones.
things that look cool.
Functionally, they're the same.
They're the exact same. They don't do anything different. So what's the point?
Yeah, but if you have two options, if you have a pair of pink tennis shoes and a pair of Walton's orange tennis shoes, which one are you going to wear?
Well, hold on. I like the Walton's orange. Are we saying that's... Let's go with...
They're the exact same tennis shoe. One's pink, one's orange.
Well, I mean, I like the orange better.
Well, yeah.
Are we saying the orange is, in society, more desirable than the pink? Or are we saying... What are we saying?
Well, if you're looking at
Like,
two,
go like
two things.
Go salmon or black. More people would go with black. Is that what we're saying?
No, if you have two of the exact same thing, there's different colors. I mean, yeah, functionally they're no different, but you're going to choose the one that looks cooler.
Okay, so we're agreeing that the Walton's orange looks cooler than the pink?
Yeah.
Is the pink cheaper?
No.
Oh, then yeah, I'm going with the graphite. But these aren't the same price.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
Same
are they
exact
really?
price. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's different colors.
Okay.
Now there is the more expensive one, the
Right, the one with
PKTX.
the-
That one's more, but when you're just talking the
graphite
different colors,
versus
they're
regular?
the same thing.
Okay.
Someone needs to revoke Colton's
Yeah, get
access
him
to
off
this.
of here. All right, so no response from Robert, so I'm going to revoke his win. I'm going to draw two winners.
Put the user in timeout if you want.
Oh, put Colton in timeout.
Can you really?
Please put Colton in timeout.
Colton, you are in timeout, my friend.
That is amazing. That's my favorite thing we've ever done.
That is amazing. Colton, if you can still see us, let us know later. I want to know if it actually stopped his video too, or if it just stopped the live chat.
That'd be even better. So we've got Kevin Perko and Dennis Jews. So Kevin Perko and Dennis Joos. Wait, it deleted his old messages too.
Oh.
You can add moderators.
That's awesome. All right, Kevin's here. Cool. You know what I have not seen is Hope. Hope Ford?
Yeah, what the heck? Hope, are you watching? Are you just staying silent today? Or is she really not here today?
She's been with us for every single one.
Uh-huh. Her and Nick are the two that I
From every
specifically
single- Yep.
first remember off of every live stream.
All right, so it's 5:06. Dennis, you've got until 5:10 to respond. Otherwise, we're pulling a new winner. Oh, no, you did pull a winner for the. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got at least one more, maybe two more winners of a Walton's hat or T-shirt. And no matter what you choose, if you choose a hat, I'll be sending you a blue and white hat. Just so you know that. You could beg or plead for any of the other ones, but I will help you out and clearly send you the best hat.
Orange is a requirement, not blue, John. We already determined that everyone likes the orange
I will say this.
the best.
I've started wearing that hat a lot more recently because the one I chose fits better. Like it's got a smoother fit. but it doesn't look as good. No. That is excellent. They make great beer.
Everything Smokestack is amazing.
It's not just their smokestack series, though. It's all their beers.
Yeah.
Because, what's the one I really like that's 10-something%? And it's the light beer.
Something like
Tank 7.
That's not 10. It's like
Oh, it's
8.5,
8.
9.
Okay, well, whatever. It's right in that range.
yeah.
That's excellent. All right, well, Michael, you're never going to win now because I choose the winners, and if I see your name, I will delete it. There you go. Good. Big John, who gave us the pizza recipe, or pizza dough recipe.
Blue and orange.
Blue. Yes.
Here's the thing.
Keep the blue coming.
We can custom do any hat we want. The problem is I like buying like 144
At a time.
and I can choose, or I mean, I could order 12 of a hat. But to do the custom and pick everything,
Yeah.
then we have to order like 500 or something, and then I don't want to order 500 of one. I like getting 4 different ones and get 100 some or something
Sure.
of each.
Absolutely.
So, but someday, if we keep using them for giveaways and we get rid of them quickly, people slowly have started buying more of them. But someday we probably should do a full custom. If we do that, I also want to get the back
You want it printed on there?
embroidered on the
Okay.
back. You can do some other cool things with it. You can even how I found this company. I had like a pheasant hat of some sort to it. They did something else on the
the
bill
brim,
too. Yeah, it was neat. But
The orange hat that we used to have with the 3 cuts there, I loved that.
that's my favorite hat of all time.
Such a good hat.
Since we can't get that anymore, it
Oh.
kills me.
Why can't we get that anymore?
I don't know. They
don't
just
make it?
discontinued it.
Ugh.
I'll have to talk to Michael, who does all our hat stuff like that, and see.
That was a good hat.
See if he can find something particular, or if I tell him, hey, this is what we had before. If that's what we want to do custom, how many could they still do it or not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because both Austin and I don't like the structured hats, the ones with like a bunch of, like, you can push this one down easily. I don't like a hat that's hard up here.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right, so still nothing, and we're past that. So, Dennis, repicking your win and picking the next one.
Chris Schibner is talking about moose drool. Have you ever had moose drool?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a
Very,
good one
very
from
good.
Big Sky. It used to be kind of hard to find for a while. Then you could get it down here, and I think it's actually hard to find again now. I don't
Is it?
remember seeing it. Yeah.
I don't know.
My dad used to drink that all the time. I'll have to look next time at the liquor store.
All right, so we've got Raymond Eldridge and April Young. It's 5:11. You've got till 5:16 to respond. Janet can't win. So again, it's Raymond Eldridge and April Young.
I have to look at something. Somebody had a comment in here about comments on mobile.
Is it not working?
I don't think that we can do comments on mobile from waltonsinc.com/live. I think if you're watching the live stream on mobile, you have to be in the YouTube app.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure a way around that. Something.
Hey, did you go? Okay. interested. Joseph Taylor, what does Old Chicago usually have? Right, I mean, that would be my guess. So, Richard says you have to be on YouTube. That's... Huh.
Wait, who said that? What?
No, a while ago, Joseph Taylor said Old Chicago usually has it. I have no idea what he's talking about. I just want to know what they usually have. But everyone else is saying, yeah, you got to be on YouTube. So Edward, to enter the contests for the live streams, you have to go to waltonsinc.com/live. That's where we put the link for you to be able to enter. But it appears as if you're on mobile, you have to be at the YouTube app. Or maybe you could be on youtube.com on your browser on your phone, but...
Actually, if you... I don't know if iPhone has a similar thing or not, but on Android, when you're inside of Chrome and you're on a web page, you can hit the little 3-dot menu button and say Request Desktop Site. If you do that, then you can chat and watch the video on mobile. So that's something we can keep in mind. We'll have to figure out if we can do something else with normal mobile view or not, but it's possible to do it on mobile.
Yeah, on a real phone, on a real phone, it doesn't look like there's any 3 dots or anything.
You have like the
So
original iPhone.
On a real
though.
phone, it doesn't look like you can do that.
What is yours? The iPhone 2, iPhone 3, or did you actually get a 3S?
I believe it's the 5 SE. Right, so it's the 6, but it's same size as a 5. I don't like a big phone.
You do realize you're like 6 generations behind in phones.
Listen, I don't like phones, period. I wish I didn't have to have one of these things. I would be perfectly happy living in a cabin by a stream. I don't like any of this stuff. It all scares me.
How'd you listen to podcasts all day?
That would be terrible. If I couldn't listen to podcasts, that would be bad. But other than that, don't like the fact that anyone can call me at any time. That doesn't make me happy.
You don't have to answer. I
Well,
never
no,
answer my
I
phone.
never do. Unless it's literally you or my wife, I do not answer. They can leave a voicemail if it's that important.
Mm-hmm.
So. But no, I am actually warming up to some of this technology. All right, so I've not been really watching, but has anyone seen Raymond or April?
I don't see anything.
Nope, nothing for April. And we said we'd give them a 5/16. Nope, nothing for either one of them. All right, I'm revoking both of those and we're redrawing.
Jay McDonald still uses a flip phone.
Good for you.
Man,
Good for you. That's awesome.
that's killer. My world revolves around technology, though.
It does.
Like,
it does. My
almost everything I do.
world does not. All right, so if one of these two people responds, then I'm going to choose my favorite person from the comments and let them have the other one. So if both people get it, this will be the last drawing either way. All right, so we've got Michael Paddock and David Haddock. So Michael Paddock and David Haddock are these winners.
Ooh.
What's up?
Somebody asked a question about favorite jerky seasoning. I love and hate questions like that because it's so hard
So
to
I just
pick
made 100
favorites.
pounds of jerky. I made 25 pounds of dill pickle, 25 pounds of Walton's Bold, 25 pounds of sweet teriyaki, and 25 pounds of Bloody Mary. It's between the Walton's Bold and the dill pickle. Dill pickle is so good. If you like dill pickle at all, it is absolutely delicious. It's different than anything else you're used to, so it's like a really nice change of pace. You can eat a ton of it, and it's got like this little bit of unexpected red pepper at the end that just makes it awesome. I mean,
I hate real dill pickles. I love the seasoning.
So Patrick, who's the guy who does all of our videos, does not like actual dill pickles, but loves the seasoning. So maybe even if you don't like it, you'll like the seasoning. It is awesome. Really, really good. We've been selling a ton of it in the last year. I mean, it's a newer seasoning, right? It's like came out last year or whatever.
For a new seasoning, it's taken over a number of kind of old staples out there.
Still though, if you're going in overall best, I don't think I can go past the Walton's Bold.
No, I have to choose Walton's Bold because it's good for anything and everything, anytime.
Yes.
I never get tired of it. I've been eating Walton's Bold for, I don't know, 20 years. It's, I think, the best out there. But the dill pickle is like the new fad. It's like, if I had to choose which one I want to eat right now,
Maybe the
probably
dill
going to choose the
pickle?
dill pickle
Okay.
just because I haven't had it as long. But if I choose like one jerky seasoning I can eat for the rest of my life, I'm going to choose Walton's Bold.
All I can think of when you say that is Stand By Me. It goes, if I have to choose one food for the rest of my life, Pez. Cherry flavored Pez.
What?
Yes, he got it. Yeah. Stand By Me. The movie Stand By Me. No,
Never seen it.
it's an old movie. But the difference is Walton's Bold works great. Like when we were making the soft jerky, like the tender jerky, Walton's Bold was the perfect choice for that. Like it will go with so many things. If you tried to make a sugary dill pickle, I think I'd throw up.
Yeah.
Like it'd be terrible.
Yeah.
It would be so bad. So what we were doing is we were taking a jerky seasoning, we were adding obscene amounts of sugar to it to try to make the sugar bind with the water to keep it in there during the cooking process, but at the same time make it unavailable for microbial growth during the drying process. So basically you're making a tender jerky that would like bend and really taste good, but would be perfectly shelf stable. Worked well with Walton's Bold, but if you try to do it with a taste like dill pickle, it would be disgusting.
Yeah.
Terrible, right?
Some flavors don't mix.
Now I want to try that.
I think it might be
Now I
worth
wanna
trying,
try it.
but
Now I wanna
I
try
don't.
it.
I don't know.
It'd be bad. I have not been watching. Has Michael or David Haddock responded? If any Michael will do, I'm one of those.
I don't see anything.
All right. Well, if the hotter the better, Mike, then try the ghost pepper. That stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah. So what are meat cigars? Somebody want to explain that?
I saw that earlier. Left that alone.
Is that something I don't want to ask for an
I don't think
explanation
so.
on?
I don't think it's something that you don't want to. I think you're fine. I assume he's talking about some sort of just regular sausage. So Steve from a while ago, yes, the winner was picked for a grinder. I can't remember who it was. It was someone from Seattle.
Seattle, yes.
So if you're in Seattle, maybe it was you.
David Zachary.
All right, I'm gonna revoke both of them.
Go for it. Nick's asking hog ring pliers. There's two different ones. Which one's the best one? I assume you're looking at just like the single load and the auto load. The single load, I'll be honest, do not buy that. Buy the single load if you're making like 2 pounds of sausage a year. We have it because some people are just that cheap and they won't spend money on something else, but it will frustrate the heck out of you.
It will.
They're very hard to use. They're cheap, but they're very hard to use. The auto loads are like, instead of like $6, they're like 22, 23, something like that, I think.
It's not that much more.
But it's night and day difference. You will save so much time and so much headache.
You go
Get the
nuts.
auto loads.
All right, so winners are, we got 2 women. We've got Patricia Vasquez and no, we've got 1 woman, sorry, and Jermaine Elizabeth. All right, so it's 5:23. You've got till 5:28 to respond. If not, I'm just going to pick my 2 favorite people from this and send them things.
Sounds good.
Yeah, the auto load, the biggest problem with them, for me at least, is I always forget how to release it to load more staples. And all you have to remember is you have to push those 2 things in at the end and then pull up from the top and it slides right back. But if you don't know that, it can be unbelievably frustrating to try to load more staples. Like incredibly.
Oh, just putting putting more in there.
John crying in the corner, angry. I just do what Austin does?
I don't know.
I mean, I certainly don't do what he does. That's way too much work if that's what we're talking about. I don't want to do what you do.
You don't want to do what I do?
I don't want to do what you do. I mean, a certain very small portion of it,
You can do some of
yes.
what I do.
I could do some of what you do.
I will never let you do all of what I do.
Nobody should ever let me do.
You don't need to get on
Could
the
you
IT side of
imagine
things
if I
at
was
all.
involved in the
Oh my
IT
gosh.
side of this company? We'd shut everything down. There'd be no more website ordering. You'd have to call in or write in on
We
paper.
wouldn't have a live stream next month because we'd be bankrupt already.
Bread ties? What are bread ties? Oh, like the twist ties?
Twist ties? Yeah.
Makes sense.
Richard Bellinger, the auto load I always use, I have to use pliers to close tight on my summer sausages. Are you using one of ours, or are you using one that you bought from like Northern Tool, place like that? Because I do know that ours and the hog rings we have are actually slightly smaller than some of the other competitors out there that they sell, and a lot of the ones you can find at just hardware stores. We call them hog ring pliers, but you actually can use them for other stuff. You can find them in a lot of hardware stores, but they are slightly bigger. That just tiniest little bit, you can't, when I look at them, I can't see the difference in the size. They look about the same. But
Yep.
when you crimp it down, it does make a difference. I had a guy last year, I don't remember where I was talking to him, but he was using one of the ones he had bought from like a Northern Tool or a hardware store, something like that. I convinced him to buy one of ours, and it made night and day difference because it's like a 1/16 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch smaller or something like that. But that's all you need to get a tight hold on there.
The auto loads always seem to be on back order. We always have those, don't we?
No, Weston's horrible about getting stuff on time.
Huh.
On some things. On a lot of things, they're actually pretty good anymore. But the auto loads, they do sometimes have problems. Let me look and see where they're at right now.
Raider says, laugh out loud, it was me that you were talking to about
really?
that.
Cool.
So Raider 2119 is a big Meatgistics user too. All right, I don't want to just end it, so I will draw 2 new winners. If nobody responds in a couple of minutes, we'll just end it.
So busted. Mine came from Cabela's. Sorry, Richard. There is a reason that we're a little bit different than I think everybody else out there in the industry that sells meat processing, sausage making, and jerky supplies. You can buy a lot of the stuff we sell from different places, and some of them could be the same brand. If they are, power to you. We try to be the lowest price or match it or provide something extra with it. But there's other stuff that is not the same thing, that is different. It's different for a reason because we've got more knowledge, more know-how. We've got more help material out there than anybody else in the industry.
And we decided that there was a better or simpler way to do it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of little things like that that we do slightly different than other people, and sometimes it's not always the easiest to know what is different from us and somebody else. But we try to make sure that we set ourselves apart in different areas like that. Any new seasonings coming out in the future?
Oh,
Hoo-hoo.
yes, actually,
Let me pull that up.
tons of great new seasonings. I'm unbelievably excited about that.
John and I just got done doing that. Where am I going for this?
But it does not seem to want to let me draw new winners. Allow repeat winners. Go.
I added 2 weeks ago like 100 new products. A ridiculous amount. A lot of them were more for the retail store. You can still buy them all online, but for some reason a lot more local people buy some of that stuff. Kind of two different markets. But we added 10 or 12 Excalibur seasonings.
And most of them look really good.
One of the other big names out there, Cosmos Q. If anybody's familiar with them, we added a whole bunch of their stuff that we didn't have already. Butcher Barbecue as well. A lot of that. Eat Barbecue, that's in the barbecue world on things. But the Excalibur stuff we added, we've got fajita flavored snack stick, pizza jerky and snack stick, bourbon peppercorn snack stick, caraway and onion summer sausage, buffalo wing jerky, Hatch green chili brat, Chicago brat, extra maple pork sausage seasoning, and Mexi chorizo sausage.
That Mexi chorizo. I'm gonna make snack sticks out of that as soon as it comes in.
I'm excited for
The
that.
same day it comes in, I'm making snack sticks. We made snack sticks out of our regular chorizo seasoning and a little bit not underwhelming. It didn't quite have the pop I wanted. Yeah, you don't like chorizo though, so you can go away. No, you don't.
I eat it all the time. You got me confused. I pull it out of the freezer and eat it for lunch every day. So.
Oh, well, all right. That's actually kind of fair. But part of it was maybe I intentionally added the encapsulated citric acid earlier on in my mixing process because I wanted the encapsulation to break to give me more of the vinegar flavor to the chorizo, because that's what you should have with chorizo. Worked really, really well, but it was like a little bit less of a chorizo flavoring than I wanted. But that Mexican, I can't wait to try that. I'm gonna make those snack sticks as soon as they come in. I don't know what's going on. It just keeps going to this 100% and not actually pulling anything.
Yeah, just like control refresh the page. Something's maybe out of date on the cache.
You can't help. Oh, there we go. All right. So we've got 2 winners, even though I was only trying to draw one. You've got John B. and Brandon Chapman. So we'll hang around here for 5 minutes. We'll let you guys respond. If you don't respond, I'm just pulling my 2 winners out of here. But it is John Beebe and Brandon Chapman. But we also, at the same time, we made snack sticks out of the pepperoni seasoning, and we added high temp mozzarella cheese. Oh my God, those were good. So good. ridiculous. It wasn't the W. Yeah, it was just the regular pepperoni unit. It was excellent.
Chris is asking, how hot is your habanero barbecue snack stick seasoning compared to the ghost cheese? It's not even comparable. The
Ghost pepper cheese is way hotter than that.
Yeah, the habanero barbecue snack stick, it has a habanero flavor, but it does not have habanero heat. There's so much barbecue flavor and sweetness to it.
Balances it out.
It's hard because it's deceiving by the name, because people get turned off because they think it's hot, but it's not at all. It's a fantastic, just mild
It's my
heat.
favorite, absolutely my favorite summer sausage seasoning. Absolutely.
It's really good.
The ghost pepper cheese is just flame hot. Bear pepperoni. We've got to get some bear in here.
Exotic meats. I've had bear before. I don't remember who from.
So what was the steak seasoning John recommended for burgers a couple months ago? So it's probably Ultimate Steak and Roast seasoning. If it wasn't that, it was the Montreal. Those are the two things that I use in burgers when I'm making them. But even more important than either one of those, you could use one, the other doesn't matter. Do 60% beef chuck, 40% pork butt, and then add just like a package of, you can go to, or I mean, we can at least go to Dillon's and buy, what is it? It's, I'm pushing it out of the middle. It's the marrow, beef bone marrow?
Beef
The
bone?
beef?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beef bone marrow. Just add like a package of that. Probably adds up to like 3 ounces of it, but it's all straight fat. It's awesome taste. Add that to it, you'll love it.
Oh, bear meat. Steaks are $52 to $90 a pound.
So maybe don't buy that.
Round is $30 a pound. Chuck roast or shoulder, $26.95. Ooh, there we go. Ground meat, 1 pound package, $19.95. Make a 5 pound batch, spend $100 on it. That'd still be expensive.
So I've never tried ossobuco. Have you?
I don't even know what ossobuco is.
I'm assuming it has something to do with
Made
bone
with
marrow, since we were just talking about.
made with veal shanks, carrots, onion, celery, garlic, pancetta, blah blah blah. Yeah. No, I've definitely never tried that. Looks interesting.
I don't know how much I like Flex Fit hats anymore, though. Yeah, I feel like it was great when they came out, but they've
You can see the band.
right comes pulls in here. Yes, when you've got a deep head like I do, that's not a great thing to have it tight here. And if I was to pull this, you can easily see it.
Wait, what?
I have a deep head, so if it's tight like here, it pulls this tighter, so you can see the band like along here. So. Wow, opens next month in Arkansas. Well, you're all a little bit crazy down in Arkansas. I mean,
Do you cut ghost pepper cheese into
Nope.
smaller pieces?
nope, same
No.
size.
It's the same size, but it's high temp cheese. It's not just like we're taking ghost pepper cheese and putting it in there. So all high temp cheese that we sell is like 1/4 inch cubes,
Yep.
give or
It's a 1/4
take.
inch cube.
Quarter
See
inch.
what he's saying though. This is an interesting idea. So you take like, instead of adding it, so our recommendation is 2.5 pounds to 25 pounds of meat. My general recommendation on that would be to cut it down to 2 pounds per 25 pounds of meat. I know you disagree.
My recommendation is like 10
3
to 15
pounds,
pounds
yeah.
for 25
A
pounds. of
disgusting
meat.
amount. But I understand what he's saying. You cut that down at smaller pieces, you would get a smaller amount of it in with each bite. I like that idea, but it is still the quarter inch cubes.
You could just grind it if you want to cut it smaller.
Would it still hold its? Yeah, it'd still hold. So you just throw it down the grinder with the meat.
It wouldn't melt out because it's still high temp cheese, but you would make it small, and yeah, you get smaller pieces for sure.
Oh, that's a great idea. And it would look cool coming out the grinder plate. Yeah, we're gonna do that for sure.
Processor too, or would it turn to mush?
Turn into mush,
Yeah,
probably.
can't do it in a food
Yeah.
processor. All right, no response from those guys, so
Okay.
I'll just go back through and pick
We'll pick a couple people out of the comments.
a couple people. All right, guys. Very good live stream. I'm glad you all hung with us. We will see you guys, at the latest next month when we do our next one.
Do we know when our next one's going to be? Technically, the 2nd is a holiday. The 3rd, there might be a bad day for me.
Okay.
We'll see. We maybe do it
3rd or 4th.
Wednesday.
Yeah, we don't need to decide right now. So either the 3rd or the 4th.
Okay.
So, all right, guys.
Cool. Thanks
for hanging
everybody.
with us.